and Provence. So I'll introduce the wines in a minute. I do want to talk to you really quickly about my product. It's called the Kinky Wine Rubber, and you're seeing it being used right here. This is a silicone device that goes between the cork and the bottle. It is going to create an airtight seal so that you can put your wine back in a cooler, in a fridge. You can throw this in a wet, icy cooler if you're on the boat, and it's going to keep your wine fresh for up to 10 days in a chilled environment. For reds, I put them back in my wine cooler, which is held around 55, 65 degrees. And if you're sitting outside and you're drinking and you don't want to have flies or whatever get in, you can top your glass. You can put it as a coaster if you have a nice table, or if you have a red, the bottle fits perfectly on here to protect your countertops. It's also really grippable. If you have a bottle that is a twist cap and you have a hard time with it, you can just twist that cap right off. It also is a great gift idea. So it slides around the neck of a bottle. You're going to someone's house for dinner. You got a nice gift to give them. There's 2 Kinkies and 2 a pack. They're $12.99. I sell them at a few local stores in Key West, Green Pineapple, Salt Gallery, and a few of the wine shops here in town. I also have them on Amazon. They are on Amazon Prime. $12.99. You can get to the Amazon listing by going to kinkywinerubber.com. So that's it. So we're going to go ahead and start our wine today. We're going to start out with the Band of Roses. This is from Washington State, Walla Walla, Washington. I'm going to go ahead and pour here for Lindsay. Thank you. You're welcome. And for myself. And today's tips are going to support some Key West families. I am going to continue to help the woman that we helped last week. This is the bottle while I talk. Last week we helped a single mom with 3 children that is unable to collect unemployment. It was really awesome to be able to have paid her electric bill and part of a phone bill for someone else. So I'm going to give to her again. She was so grateful and so happy that she got a little assistance. So if you guys have a couple extra bucks, my Venmo and my PayPal account is in the description, along with Kinky Wine Rubber page. So
that was so nice. You were telling me the story, and I just got all teared up because you don't even realize how impactful that is. Paying someone's electric bill, it's amazing. And wiping my tears earlier as you're telling me the story. That was really sweet. And so sweet for those who donated and helped Angela and that woman.
Thank you for
really
doing
makes a difference.
It's nice to be able to pay it forward to other people in need. And I didn't have anything coming in for 6 weeks, and some people helped me out. So whatever we can do for our friends and community. So cheers, Lindsay. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me
You're
again.
welcome.
Awesome. I look forward to this.
Yeah, me too. So we're going to talk about this. Charles Smith is the winemaker for our first wine from Washington State, and he has created wines. I love his labels. Like, he has some funky, cool labels, and he has this.
Wow.
The woman that does this artwork for him is in Europe. I want to say she's Danish, and he is an ex-rock star manager. Mm-hmm. And he started falling in love with wine whenever he would manage his band over in Europe. So started drinking wines then, found that he really liked old world wines, and then expanded his knowledge more so into the Washington area. He actually was born and raised right outside of Napa, and went to Walla, Washington, met a vineyard owner. A vineyard owner. And I just started drinking wine recently. And he teamed up with this guy in 1999, got his first award from Wine Enthusiast for his quality of product in 2001, and has just gotten multiple awards. 2004 got an award, 2010. So he makes these great wines that are affordable, and his motto is purest grapes, purest process, and one rule, no compromises. So he has these great little bottles, and this is $11.50. It was on sale, so it's normally like $13 maybe, but
And you got this delivered from Publix.
I did. I used Instacart.
Yeah,
Right?
I love that. We've been going just for something to do. Just
Right?
let's go to the grocery store. But
Did you get dolled up?
Yeah. This is the only time I get dolled up for you, Angela.
Thanks. Me too. I almost forgot how to put makeup on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, what is this?
Am I wearing too much? Like, what's happening? It's so hot. Oh my god.
It is hot.
I showed up. It's all melted off my face.
That's kind of par for the course living in the Keys.
That's yeah.
So, yeah, on Instacart I bought both of these wines, and I am actually, everyone keeps asking me, am I going to start selling wine, or do I sell wine? Well, I haven't been for a few months selling wine, but now I just decided to start selling wine. So I signed up to be a rep for an online wine company called Scout and Cellar. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I think my friend from home actually, she's told me about it multiple times. Meg, if you're watching,
Yeah?
I think it is the same one. I'm not positive, but the name Scout sounds familiar. When you said it to the other day at the beach, I was like, I think I know that. So
Well, they're clean crafted wines, so I'm super pumped about things like that, because what clean crafted means is that there's no yucky stuff incorporated into the wine. So wine, I'm going to nerd out for you for 1 second, so I'm sorry. But wine is has over 250 different additives that can be added to it. So you can get organic grapes, sure, awesome. And then you sell these grapes that are beautiful and clean to a winery who decides to modify it with additives, and you don't know what those additives are because they're not regulated by the FDA. They're regulated by the, what is it? ATF? Is that right?
That's
right.
Yeah,
Okay, so you don't know what is going in. You wake up with a headache, and it's because of the wine. It's not because of the grapes. It's not usually even because of the sulfites. You have 250 different reasons to have a horrible headache the next day. You know, the only time I have a horrible headache usually is if I have more than I should.
I was gonna say. I wonder why I have a headache. Oh, it's probably because I drink too much. Or the 200. But now, thank you, I have an excuse.
Yeah,
it's
it
because of
definitely
the 250 things.
removes the liability or the reason off of you,
Yeah.
and you just put it on.
You don't have to take accountability
No
anymore.
account. Thank you.
Blame it on everybody. Blame it on the vineyard.
So, hopefully next Wednesday I will have some of my Scout and Cellar wines for us to taste, and we'll do a little taste comparison, see how clean crafted wines taste. And the price points are fantastic, anywhere from, I want to say $17, and they have it's boutique wine, so it goes all the way up to $46. But what a great opportunity to have some nice wines. It's delivered straight to your house, so pretty cool, especially right now. And they have canned wine, which is like, I'm obsessed with canned wine.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like beer and you don't want to bring a big, you need to bring a handle of vodka, not just a little thing of vodka or tequila. But it's great. You can put it in a koozie, bring it on the boat, bring it on,
I even use a straw. A plastic, not a plastic straw, a metal straw.
Yeah, that's
Or the, I like the rubber straws that are a little wider. Those are nice too.
Oh yeah, is that the one you have in your head?
Yeah. So, anyway, Charles Smith, we're going to talk about him. This is, the varietal is Pinot Gris, which is actually the same as Pinot Grigio. Not everyone knows that. I didn't really know that until I did some research. There is some debate online if they're actually the same. But I trust the Wine Folly. She has amazing knowledge, and her website's incredible if you're ever researching wines. I love to refer to her whenever I'm not sure. Do you?
Yeah,
the Wine
about
Folly?
that. Yeah, actually, I I got it on Amazon. It was referred by a friend, and it was like super. It wasn't expensive at all. I think
Yeah.
it was maybe $24.95 at the most, but I got it on Amazon, so I got it in 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful book.
Oh yeah.
Very.
She
easy
has
to-
really good energy too. If
Yeah.
you've ever watched her, she does Instagram, and her website's great. She's on YouTube also.
What's her Instagram?
Wine Folly.
Okay.
Yeah. Her name's Madeline, I think Bucket or something like that. Madeline is her first name. And she's super knowledgeable, looks like the cutest thing ever, and so just someone like a kindred spirit for
Oh,
sure.
nice.
Yeah. So this wine, 100% Pinot Grigio, or Pinot Gris. So the reason that they call it two different names is because it can taste, the flavor profile can be so different. So Pinot Grigio, whenever they're referring to Pinot Grigio, it's going to be more on the acidic side, more citrus to it.
Mm-hmm.
I call Pinot Grigio the water of wine. So, it's not a slam against the varietal. It's just kind of. And if I go somewhere and I know that their wine list is just not like my cup of tea, I get Pinot Grigio. It's kind of hard to mess up. It's just like drinking water.
It's the Mick Ultra of wine.
It's the Mick Ultra of wine. And so, but whenever you hear Pinot Gris, you know that you're going to get a little more like tropical fruit to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to swirl and sniff this one and see what we smell.
I'm not as nervous about what is it called?
You're swirling?
Swirling on your white couch as I
With the
was with the
rosé.
red.
It's outdoor furniture. So this has had a chance to open up a little bit. I smell a little bit of earth to it and maybe like more stone fruit. I don't know if tropical fruit. What do you, my allergies are bothering me. What do you feel?
I can smell a grapefruit.
The citrus?
Yeah,
But like
that-
more pink grapefruit, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
so.
Yeah, that's what I was envisioning with pink grapefruit.
Yeah. The color, my glass is sweating a little bit. But if you look at the color, I would say it has a little gray tint to it, and that is, so Pinot Grigio, or Pinot Gris is also known as the gray grape, and that is an interesting term because the color of the grape is actually red, but it has a little gray tint, so they call it Pinot Gris. It's also called the Grey Monk because some Hungarian monks used to grow it and make wine, and it would turn out rosé. Some say that Pinot Grigio originally was a rosé color. I don't know if that's true. So, but you know, the original rosé is the taboo wine. Which
Oh
one?
my God.
Do you know which one?
The
The one that no one
original-
likes. I
yes.
refer it to it as the pink shit.
Okay, so I was kind of raised on this, and Mom, if you're watching,
Sorry, Mom.
Sutterholm White Zin.
That's
White
it.
Zinfandel?
And everyone kind of makes fun of White Zinfandel, but actually White Zinfandel was one of the first rosés to storm the market, and all it is a rosé. It's just a sweeter version. So that's an interesting little fact. And so this one, the winemaker says, very cool rosé, pure, vibrant, and fresh, lilac, perfume.
I can smell that.
Right? I smell a little flower.
Is it just not to interrupt you, but
No,
when
yeah.
this happened last time when you were talking about the peppers and that.
Yeah.
And
The
the red.
Carmener.
Yeah. It's interesting once you say
Uh-huh.
a scent or a flavor or something that you smell it.
I
Do
think
you, I mean, you probably have
totally
learned
agree. And I have like a bank in my head of different varietals and what they can tend to smell or taste like. So I'm pulling from that. And someone that doesn't have that, you have nothing to pull from. So when I give you hints, you can say yes or no to those little drops. So like here's another fruit, guava. Do you smell guava? I mean,
I can see a guava, I think. What is it? I'm like trying to think of what a guava is.
exactly, and that's kind of the problem with some of the winemakers there's descriptors we don't always know. But okay, tangerine, that's another one that the winemaker says.
Oh.
I do smell that.
Yeah.
A little, just a little. I think the pink grapefruit is a little more accurate.
Yeah, that was my first thought without you having said anything prior.
Mhm. But maybe like a Meyer lemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crisp stone fruit. I don't know what crisp stone fruit really is. I don't smell peaches. I don't smell. I
Yeah.
really don't on the stone fruit. Sorry. But Pinot Grigio, it's like lime apple, and then the middle ground is Meyer lemon. So that I think that fits in here. Pairings. I would go. I think goat cheese and anything acidic, any like fatty cheese goes great with something that has some acid to it. So I would do a goat cheese and arugula salad. I've been eating arugula with lemon squeezed on it, a tiny bit of olive oil, watermelon, and goat cheese lately.
Okay.
And this would be really
Oh,
good.
that sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make that for dinner.
Since the last time was 2 weeks ago, you kind of inspired me to do little cheese plates.
Mm.
So last week when I couldn't make the show, I made a little cheese plate for us, and we had a little watch party at my house, Robbie and I, and yeah, raspberries and goat cheese and
Yeah.
meat. I love it. And I
Nice.
did it the other day for lunch too. And
Yeah.
the only thing missing was the wine yesterday. It was only 10 a.m. So.
So that's when you drink champagne, Lindsay. Like champagne is, you can drink that at any time.
That's right. I did learn that last week.
I think rosé too can be drunk at any moment.
Rosé all day.
Rosé all day.
Not bad about that shirt.
Damn it.
I got that shirt. I think I got it from Anna,
Uh-huh.
and it says, "On Wednesdays we drink rosé." And I like Mean Girls. I'm not like a huge oh my god, but I thought it was so cute, and I'd worn it to work a couple times when I was at Grand Bend, and I wanted it so bad. But we'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay, we'll buy some. I'll buy one. My glass is empty. Where's BZ when you need him? Hey BZ, happy birthday by the way.
Happy birthday.
You should have come over to have wine with us. I should have invited you. Do we have any questions coming up on the feed?
No,
not yet. Do you guys
We
have any
some
questions on
watchers.
there?
Andrew and Robbie.
Hi. I'm gonna pour a little more of this. I think this is nice. I honestly like it better when it's warmer than whenever it's
Sherry.
first cool. Hi Sherry. Sherry. Happy birthday, Vince. I like all your posts that you guys did for Vince's birthday. That was awesome. So let's talk about temperature really quick. Rosé is one that you want to have around 50 to 60 degrees. So a little bit warmer than your typical white, right? So do you think that it tasted a little bit better whenever it wasn't so cold? Like I took this one out just so it warms up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I know when we first tried it, I think it was a little too. It was
Chilled.
very acidic, and I don't know if that brought the
Absolutely.
acidity out, but
Yeah,
it was a
totally.
little too chilly for me.
So I've mentioned this before with wines, but I'll tell you again. One of my tricks, if I buy a bottle for like a dinner party, and the bottle, I'm like, oh, this is not great. I chill the shit out of it, red or white, because chilling it hides the flaws. That's a little trick. If you have a dinner party and everyone's already opened all the good wine, I go from good wine to bad wine. So if you're at my house and we have 3 bottles of some badass wines, about the 4th bottle, you're going to be getting something that's around a little less quality because you can't taste it anyway by then.
Yeah.
You know, right?
I think I've heard that too as a bartender. Like, I think Robbie might have said this, but make the drinks extra strong in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then kind of not water them down, but don't make them as strong. But then it's like, okay, they don't need as much. They're not enjoying it as much. But
Right.
you know, the first few cocktails and drinks,
Hit 'em.
like really enjoy those and hit them
hard at first. I think that's a nice little idea. And that's pretty much what I do. So I always decant them for several reasons. Sometimes the wine needs to open up. Usually those first nice ones that I open up, like, my good stuff, I'm going to aerate it and decant it. I actually had this conversation with my best friend earlier today about aerators. Aerating wine, to me, and I know a lot about wine, I don't know everything, but I always feel like aerating something is never going to hurt it. I feel like it's only going to help it. And so on a red wine, I'm going to aerate most of them.
So is it only red wine that you aerate, or would you aerate rosé, or would you put a rosé in a decanter?
I wouldn't put it in a decanter because of the temperature, but I don't really, that's a great question, and I don't really know if I have an answer to it. I've never actually personally aerated a white.
Yeah, I've only seen red.
Yeah. Because reds are aged and they're tighter and they have the oak and they have all these things that are making it, and when we call it tight, it means that like the flavors are like almost stuck together.
Okay.
And it's being like surrounded by this heavy fog of alcohol. So whenever you aerate it or you just swirl it, you're lifting that alcohol off the wine. It's almost like wafting it away so you can like get to the good stuff. And that's why you aerate.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you have actually quite a few people from back home from me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Marty, my mom just joined. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Last time she's like, oh my God, she is so awesome.
Aw, thanks. That's sweet. So anyway, so we talked about the temperature of 50 to 60 degrees, and rosé is the way that we make rosé. How do you get that color? So the color is coming from the grape, the skin. On this one, so Pinot Gris is a red grape with a grayish tint. We leave the skin on the pressed grape for around 2 to 3 days. Actually, this one, the Charles Smith, he leaves it on for only 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
And you have kind of like this salmony grayish color. If you compare the two wines that we're having today, you're going to see a huge gray tint to the, these are sweaty. The
really
Charles Smith, right? It's a huge difference. And then the French wine, which I'm going to move to next, it has a more pink, a more salmon color. And let's also break it down on our palate really quick. The first wine, the Charles Smith, I'm going to stick my tongue in there, see the sweetness. Because the tip of your tongue detects sweetness. There's absolutely no sweetness to this at all. I'm going to put it on my palate and see what's going on. The side of your mouth, it is acid. Like, so the side of your mouth that, like, whenever you gleek across the room, like whenever you're a kid.
No, I've never done that.
Never done that. When you suck on a lemon. Yeah. I don't know if I can do that. It's been years. I probably need like 3 more glasses of wine to even try to do that. Whenever you, okay, Brian, when you suck on a lemon, it makes your mouth pucker and your mouth fills with saliva. Mm-hmm. So that's the acid hitting you. So this is pretty acidic, right?
I said that without even doing it. We both said that earlier.
It's kind of it's an acid bomb. And that's why I have a hard time with whites. Thank God for Prilosec. And then the alcohol burn, it's kind of medium to light.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not over the top on the alcohol. It's 12.5%. So it's good.
It's interesting when you're actually like breaking it down and, sniffing it, swirling it, like all that, tasting the burn. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I usually just drink it.
Me too.
That's probably why I have a headache, because I just drink too much.
Do you put a straw in the bottle?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Only in the past 6 weeks.
I just drink straight from the bottle these days.
I just leave it on. Actually, I did have wine the other night, and I woke up and it was still on the nightstand. Thankfully, I still had some left, so it wasn't like I, was I wouldn't judge anybody if it was gone, but it was just funny because I woke up, I had my kinky wine rubber in it, and I look over, I'm like, why do I have a bottle of wine on my nightstand? Time's bad when when you're drinking wine in your bedroom
I don't think there's a
and you
problem
don't
with
finish
that.
it. That's probably the biggest problem.
One of my really good girlfriends down here in Key West, we tease her husband because, and you know who you are if you're watching, he falls asleep with a glass of bourbon or wine on his nightstand, and the next day before he brushes his teeth, he finishes.
He does?
Yeah!
That's so funny because
Why not?
I don't know if I should share this, but I don't even like to finish a glass of water because there's like dust and like, I don't know. I know, I'm bad.
That's not bad.
That's true.
I encourage OCD.
Charlie joined us, Charlie King.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. We love you.
We love you. Okay, so, huh?
I love her site.
Oh, I love her site.
Yeah.
Charlie is an amazing astrologist down here, and she does really cool charts. And you can find her on Facebook and Instagram.
Charlie King.
Charlie King.
Yeah. I look forward to her.
Charlie, will you tell me your website address and or your Instagram page? Because you have had the best posts, daily posts that she's been doing, are really inspirational and fun. So
you literally have gotten me through this, and I know that you're on a new journey as well with your business and your entrepreneurial spirit, and I just think it's wonderful because it really, like, every day I'm scrolling and I'm looking for Charlie's post for the day.
Yeah, there it is, planetcollective.com, or you can look at her Instagram. Planet Collective would be her Instagram, and Instagram official Charlie King is her Instagram. So she's so fun to follow. She's like the sweetest woman ever, and she and I have been on this business journey like on parallel paths, so we kind of like check in with each other every once in a while. We're both building YouTube channels. Also, if you guys go onto YouTube and become a subscriber, I will I'll mail you, I don't care where you live, I will mail you a kinky for subscribing for the first 5 people that subscribe. So go on to YouTube. I'm Kinky Wine Rubber is my YouTube page, and I will send you a kinky for subscribing. But I need 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys can help me with that, I would really appreciate it. So anyway, I am going to move on to the next wine. So let's do the swirl, sniff, sip, since we just did it with the other one. This is Fleur de Prairie, and I'm sure I'm butchering the French.
No, it sounds great.
And this is the bottle. It's so beautiful.
I love that bottle.
Right?
I think the first time I had that was in Nantucket at this beautiful restaurant bar for Gowie, and I'll never forget it because I think we actually crashed a party that was sponsoring this.
I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So I poured it. It's probably around 50 or 60 degrees. Yeah, it's not too chilly,
nice.
right?
It's not floral.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So Fleur de Prairie means wildflowers, and they are the wildflowers that are in Provence, which is like my favorite part of France, is going to be lavender, poppy, and my all-time favorite, sunflower.
Oh, pretty.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is a super floral wine. Provence is known for making the best rosés, and the price points can be anywhere from, this is $20 to go all the way up to some high-end wines. So Fleur de Prairie is this wine. Provence, it's 13% alcohol. So let's stick our tongues in there and see if there's any sweetness to it. I would say no. It's definitely not a white Zinfandel.
I can't even see if I have like a flavor right there. It's like a very bland.
It's neutral.
Yeah.
But what I did notice, like, I noticed a little heaviness to it. So let's put it on the palate. Do you feel like almost like a greasy like layer to it? It's like an oily coating. I like that. You know why I like that? Because it balances out that acid.
Do you swish it, or do you just kind of let it float around?
I just kind of let it float around. I had someone I used to work with but every sip. Let's not talk about what that sounds like, but that was horrible.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, really? Every sip? Like,
every sip's too much. I used to
just once maybe.
do some wine promos at like expos and stuff, and I love the people that just like shove their wine glass in your face and don't even say hi. You know, they don't know.
Yeah.
They're learning wine, but they also need to learn etiquette. But then there's the people that they're connoisseurs or sommeliers, and they're very proper. But yes, every sip it's like.
And I understand the point. You're aerating it kind of in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're pulling out some flavors, whatever. I'm a little more on the relaxed side of being a wino. So, this varietal, the acid level's a lot lower.
I love I love all these people.
My ears
It's so
same.
It's human.
It's
human.
huge.
It's human.
Yeah. I also cut it myself.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Just kind of chopped it off.
I wouldn't cut straight hair.
That's
did a
curly.
beautiful
What are you
job.
gonna do? How can you mess it up?
Oh my
It's
god.
curls.
Okay.
So anyway, the burn on this is like light, and it's all because of that acid or the oiliness to it. So the varietals on this wine are some of my favorite. I love Provence wine. So Grenache, 55%, Cinsault, 30%, and 15% Syrah. So that's where you're getting like this really pretty salmon color is the Provence. I even see like, do you see like a little purple to this, or is it just me because I'm obsessed with it?
Ooh, I see it when yours circulating.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a little tint. I'm gonna turn my phone. I thought I turned it off. Give me 1 second. What do you think?
Seeing if there's any questions. So I started a watch party.
Thank you.
A lot of people.
So I think you can leave your own watch party, and then I wonder if anybody has any questions.
I feel like everyone, I don't know if it's just like our generation are learning social media for the first time again. You know, I don't know. It seems like we're all trying to have videos, and whether it's musicians or bartenders or, experts doing tutorials, we're learning how to utilize it to its fullest capabilities. And
especially
there's so
now.
much to learn.
Like now that we can't, I miss teaching my wine classes. I have a great group of students down here in Key West that I was teaching to every single month. And we had the best time, and I miss them all so much. But we would learn together and do all these things, and so now I'm going to have to do this virtually. I don't know for how long. I know everyone's going back, but I just have kind of this feeling that we're going to go back and it's just going to get worse, and then we're going to have to do this all over again. But I hope not. I hope I'm just being.
And honestly, I think it's important to share your true feelings about all of this.
Yeah.
But I want to share that I'm so proud of you for doing all this, and I've seen you through your, maybe not necessarily the very start, but through the process of being here for 2 years, being one of my first friends in Key West. I am genuinely so proud of you.
Thank you.
And, everybody out there is, I'm going to say especially in Key West, because it has been such a tight-knit community, and I'm really learning the one human family with my friends and, artist friends and musicians, and just what you are all doing, and Robbie and Jim with Smuggler, just, doing what you can do in this time, and, earning your living and still providing for your clients and your friends and family and people outside of your family, like done with paying that woman's electric bill. It's pretty powerful.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm just doing my best.
And having fun.
And having a really good time. And drinking a lot of wine. And I don't know what I was going to say. You kind of threw me off. Thanks. That
Sorry.
was really sweet of you.
Thanks, Cass.
So can I tell everyone that you're going to help me with my...
Yes.
Okay, so Lindsay is herself an entrepreneur and brilliant woman. And she is starting a company about social media, which I'm not the best at. Whenever you open your own company, no one tells you that you have to wear all the hats. I feel like a one-man band with the harmonica and the guitar and the pedal for the drums and like all of this shit that I have to do that I'm not good at. And like, I'm like, isn't it enough that I just invented this damn thing? Like, I got it out on the market.
got it out.
Guess what? That's not enough.
You're not done.
You're not done. You're never done. And you know, you patent this, you trademark your logo, you do all of the things, and you just want to like chill and reap the rewards.
Yeah.
But there are no rewards yet.
Not yet. Gotta keep working.
You got to keep working. So Lindsay is so graciously going to start helping me with my social media, and this is what she is going to start doing for a living. So I have all these amazing women, yourself, that's going to do social media. I have Jamie Mattingly from Duval Street Media that is helping me with all of my marketing, and she and Chris are partners with this company, and if anyone in Key West needs like just media attention, all of these people are brilliant, and I love that that's my community that's helping me. So anyway, cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let's finish up this wine. I have a Provence Rosé. This is a Mediterranean, it's a coastal region. It did get knocked out by the phylloxera bug that we talked about last time. So they had to rebuild, and France, you know, the people are a different breed, but they can make some wines, man. And they are the master mixers of wines. And this one is Grenache Cinsault Syrah. My favorite red is Grenache Syrah Mourvedre.
Heard of these.
You have it?
Yeah. What is this one again? I'm sorry. I heard
Grenache.
Grenache.
So Garnacha, which is,
Garnacha.
you know, you've heard that from Spain,
Okay.
maybe?
Yep.
So it's the same varietal, originated in France, and Provence is known for Grenache, and they are also known for, I want to say, I wrote it down somewhere. I want to say it's just Grenache and maybe the Tempranillo. But on this, the palette is strawberry, which I definitely, the floral to this is so pretty.
Yeah. It's so it's like pronounced.
It's
I
a
feel
bouquet,
like yeah.
right? So it's whenever someone says, oh, what a nice bouquet, that means like, how does like this smell? It doesn't always mean floral, but this one is super, super floral, and I think the name is so perfect for the nose. Rose petals, herbs, it's bright, it's refreshing. I think that both wines are excellent, and they're very different. And this one is super refreshing and super beautiful. And this is the one that I'm more hooked on.
Yeah. I know you were saying earlier, like which one do you like better?
Mm-hmm.
I just love the color. I feel like rosé has not only become, you know, very popular with wine, but just the color of decor and jewelry, and like it's just taken off. But yeah, it's so pretty. We're trying to
give our rosé roses today. If anyone noticed.
I did.
So, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions, please message me. If you're interested in buying a Kinky, that would actually support me the most financially, to help me get Kinky, continue to grow. It's growing, it's doing great, and I'm really excited about where it's headed. But if you want to help me, the best way to do that is to buy a Kinky on Amazon and leave me a review. Also, without spending any money, the way to help me is to like my page on, subscribe to it on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. I do upload all these videos there. Any tips that you do give today on Venmo or PayPal, the links are attached in the descriptor. They are going to go to that same single mom. She still needs help. and I would really like to do whatever I can to help her. And that's it. Do you have a name for your company yet? Or are you still building it?
Well, if anyone knows me, I have multiple companies. I have multiple ideas.
And this is
but
why
I
we're
think
friends.
this will be and I think this will be a great way to kind of bring all those ideas and bring all the different things that I love, like
Mhm.
wine and helping you and bartending and just all different kinds of things that I love, and be able to kind of do them all at once and not
Yeah.
have all different companies. Besides the tour guide company that I started right before
Yeah.
everything was shut down, I have not come up with a name. So if you have any suggestions, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
great. But
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
social media marketing manager type of consultant, But yeah, I'm very all about names. I love kinky wine and just something that's catchy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It can be
Yeah.
my name. So
There you go.
we'll see.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good time. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Oh, what are we going to do next Wednesday? I have Scout and Cellar is sending me a Zinfandel, which I cannot wait to taste. So maybe I'll do a Zinfandel from Scout and Cellar.
Yep.
And then I will pick another Zinfandel, maybe from Lodi, California, and see what I come up with on my Instacart, because I'm still online grocery shopping. I'm trying to avoid people. I only have 1.5 lungs, so I gotta be careful.
Yeah. And if y'all liked the video, watching us, and feel free to share that. I know, like, I started a watch party, and it looked like a lot of people from home joined. It was so nice to see familiar names out there. But yeah, share it and have a little wine night. Make your own cheese plate, and Mother's Day is coming up, so
Yeah.
these make great gifts for Mother's Day, or any birthdays or anything like that. Make
Yeah.
someone feel special. You can get it Amazon shipped right to their house.
True. Yep. You can definitely. I had a friend back home ship some to some business clients, and she wrote a little note and had them delivered to their offices. So that's a great opportunity too.
Yeah.
And it's something unique and different that no one's gonna have. So,
Awesome.
all right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, girl.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everybody. Have a nice night.